everybody, I want to make sure that we see a little bit of the theory in the recital book for Unit 6. So here's Unit 6, the sleeping dragon. Please don't wake that sleeping dragon. I'd leave him alone. If you need to tell him something, I would use the phone. Watching the Clock is a good one too, of Kevin Olson. Same review of the guide notes. Why does that red second hand keep moving all that slow? Seems like time is standing still when I just want to go. And the musicality girl asked our students, try playing the notes short, like the ticking of a clock. She also asks, did you hear the forte and the piano dynamics? Yeah. The next piece is a piece my students love, two-note march. So on and so forth. Just really cute pieces with wonderful teacher duet parts. Oh my goodness, so that students are really inspired to keep learning how to play the piano. In the theory book, here's a lovely page for the grand staff on page 19, and those are the smiley faces in the middle C notes as I was explaining before. Students learn how to draw treble clefs and bass clefs, then we spend time with the guide notes. And there's parrot play. Parrots love to repeat what they hear, so in these particular theory exercises, you will play two patterns. Actually, you play one pattern out of two, and you ask the student which one they hear. And there's lots of time to compose activities throughout the theory book. And this one is make up a piece using guide notes. Add the pedal to hear the different sounds. And then there is a title that they can make up. So I'd like to say that for the time to compose activities, you can use them any which way you'd like. Some students like to write out their pieces. Other students just like to kind of improvise on a piece. I tend to have my students work on a piece so that it becomes their own. And they practice it every day so that when they come into the studio or into a group class, I'll say, how about if you play a piece based on the concept of forte and piano? They could play that piece repeatedly and it would be the same piece. All right, so now let's take a look at Unit 7, Poor Dog Named Bright, on page 16. Oh my goodness, guess what we're doing? We are reviewing the guide notes again. So this piece goes like this. So the new note is the dotted half note in this piece. Oh my goodness. Oh, do you know what I was just thinking about? That it was in the recital book. I thought to myself, where did the students learn the dotted half note? Well, they learned it in Unit 7 of the Lesson and Technique book. So here in Unit 7 on page 40, steps in the bass staff, Mozart is giving your students some practice steps. Isn't that marvelous? Oh my goodness. Very simple and accessible. Oh my goodness. C, B, A, C, B, A, 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 B. And put them on the white keys so the students can really visualize what those steps look like. Treble clef melody is on page 41. And guess who's there? Beethoven is helping your students use the exact same practice strategies as the preceding piece so they really remember them. So treble clef melody goes like this. Stepping up, stepping down, C, C, D, D, notes as I'm playing. That's a great thing to do, right, for our students, having them always point to the notes as you're playing it, singing it with them. And then when they're playing, we can certainly move our fingers to the notes or have a pencil that always moves their eyes through the bar lines to the end of the piece. The dotted half note is on page 42. I love these little rabbits that are clapping for the students. So here the dotted half note is, we're going to say 1, 2, 3. But those would be 3/4 notes, wouldn't they? So let's go ahead and show our students what the dotted half note sounds like. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Or clap, hold, hold. Clap, hold, hold for 3 beats. On page 43, the students are learning the dotted half note, and they're focusing on a new note, B. And a B is a step below middle C. So we always want to make sure our students understand the intervallic connection between a step as well as just naming the notes and memorizing them. Okay, my goodness, I haven't played this piece in a while, but let's see if I can play the teacher part and the student part at the same time. I want a really big snow cone. On a hot day, it's refreshing and cool. And that's really about the only piece that has anything to do with food that isn't completely healthy for someone. You will notice that I don't keep students in middle C position for that long. So here, the right hand plays the thumb on middle C, and the left hand is playing their thumb on B. So I call this almost middle C position, and you're going to see that a lot in the rest of the pieces in Succeeding at the Piano preparatory level. All right, so my goodness, the theory book and the recital book has some fabulous pieces in it, but let's go on to Unit 8 together.